Good morning. Today it is the 25th of May, 2022. The time is 8:54 a.m. Well, things didn't work out the way I hoped for them to do. Last night I did go through a mass deliverance service, um, and I'm hoping that it did work, completely worked. And so after I finished with the mass deliverance service, and it was on spirit spouse. And there's something I didn't know if I had a spirit spouse, but the thing that she was saying that could be examples of having a spirit spouse. That's what I've lived all my life. I haven't had a good relationship with a man, never been married, never been engaged, never had a good relationship. Um, Problem sleeping, different thing that she was saying, the thing that I have experienced. People that get married more than one time. That could be a spirit spouse that cause it, because spirit spouses are very jealous and they don't want you to have another mate. And she was just naming out different stuff. So I went through the mass deliverance. I do believe some of this stuff that they're putting in my body are spirits, because a lot of time when I start praying and reading the Bible, I just start yawning. That's them coming out. When you start unusually yawning, those are spirits coming out of your body, because they don't. You're praying and you're reading the Bible, but it could be something else that's much bigger. Those probably small spirits, and the larger spirits. Okay, when you have a large spirit like a Python spirit, a Leviathan, a Kundalini, a Jezebel spirit, you have smaller spirits that's in there to protect the larger spirit. And so they're easy to come out. But that larger spirit is going to fight. A spirit spouse. Um, a spirit spouse is something that take claim to you as his is husband or wife. They've taken claim to you and call you their wife or their husband. They don't want you talking to nobody else. And they will actually kill somebody. Um, I haven't had that happen. But I've never had a good relationship with a man. So that's why I was wondering, do I have a spirit spouse? 'Cause there's a little girl he didn't penetrate me, but he did rub his penis on me while I would be asleep, wake me up out of my sleep. I don't know. I was between the ages of 5 and 7. I was very young, and this man my mother trusted. I never did tell her, and that's why I think it came to me. That's why this spirit is still bothering me, because I never told my mama. And that spirit gets into men. That's why they attacks me, because I never told. I'm telling now, but I never told when it's happening. Put it like that. And I'm trying to find some type of way that I can, go through a deliverance, but nobody will do it. I've talked to this woman. She's supposed to be a deliverance woman. And I had been trying to contact this woman for years. And when I finally contact her, I don't think she's quite who she says she is. I know she tell lies. I know that much. And um, I used to be in her. Um, I guess you call it like it won't really a class, her ministry. And one day I just happened to put on my earphones, and to listen at it. And there was a demon on that line. And my granddaughter, she did it too. And she could hear the demon. And it was growling. Actually gave me an earache. And I came against that demon. I don't know if it went away or not, But I emailed her to let her know that there was a demon on the line. And she turned around and called me a witch. She actually cut, because we had our pictures and stuff in there so they, we could see each other. She put me in the dark and told the people in the class of the ministry that you see some people pictures are darkened, and said we were witches, and that's a lie from hell, straight out of hell. So she didn't have to worry about me going back there no more, because I don't want to be following a liar. I'm trying to get delivered, completely delivered. I don't need to be following somebody that they need deliverance. She told them that because I was on YouTube, that YouTube sanctioned her for about music. But she was playing music before I ever went in her ministry. And she's still playing music. So she just a liar. She got it on YouTube. So, there's something wrong. I don't know if the gang stalkers are contacting these people, because she was that's why I said I didn't want to deal with no more female ministers, because I had started going to another female minister, and she was saying I was a perp. Because other people emailed them, so I figured I could email them too. And some of the things she be talking about, I'm going through it, so I email her, tell her, what's this and this and that. And she started telling the people I was a perp. I mean, this is some crazy stuff, so I quit following her too. I'm not going to deal with people, because if you calling me a perp or calling me a witch, you're not hearing from God. You just a liar and a fake. And that's just how I feel, how I see it. You just trying to have a ministry, and I don't know, where they getting the information from. But if you calling me something that I know that I'm not dealing with it. But anyway, I put on that prayer. I had two different things with the prayer on it. Didn't work. I was on an attack. I woke up this morning, still vibrating, still with that stuff coming up, because still could tell that it went into my private area. And my head was just sore. I mean, really, really sore. Not a headache, but just sore, like somebody was doing something to my head. And so the way I make my body butter, I mix it with herbs that help. They help. The herb, I use different herbs. And some herbs are for pain, some herbs are for antibiotic, and some herbs are for like bad nerves or depression and stuff. I use different types of herbs, and I put it in my body butter. So I rub my head down with the body butter, which did help some. I'm still feeling a little something right up in here. But my head was so sore. I mean, really, really sore. I started making that body butter for pain for my sister, because she would be in a lot of pain. I rub her down at least twice a day. And last night I looked at this prophet. And sometimes I don't look at him, because he just, I don't know, sometimes I get irritated with people. Because, I can't tell people how to do their video. It's like people can't tell me how to do mine. But I like to just come on to the point of doing stuff. What I'm looking for and what they saying the video is about. They do a whole lot of other talking. I'm trying to get to what you're talking about, where I want to see the video. So he did get to the point, and he showed Biden. He said when Biden start talking low, he leaned forward and start talking low, real low, his eyes change. and he started taking pictures, Snapchat, I guess you call it whatever you call it. His eyes, he had serpent eyes. I've been telling people, watch these people's eyes on TV. Because I've been noticed that without me even taking any pictures or anything. He said, Biden got serpent eyes. Sometimes I look at my eyes. Got me trying to see, I don't know what these people doing to me. And Dr. Fetch or Fetch, whatever his name is, he had serpent eyes. And I've been saying, these people in these high positions, even on these talk shows, watch their eyes. Maury and Dr. Oz, I done seen their eyes changing. They be sitting there talking to people. I be saying, I don't see their eyes changing. You know, the cameraman do, because the cameraman put it right on there. I see one of the housewives of Atlanta eyes change. Um, I seen some people on commercials, their eyes change. And like I said, some of these gang stalkers are not human. When you find one that's constantly, it's just like they like to pin on attacking you, that's not no human. I think they done chained that dude across the street because he doing a whole lot of stuff. But he going out his way. He don't, he just go out his way. Those people back there in the bike, they attacks too, but you don't hardly see them. You always seeing him. Just like the man in the brown house, Smith, they stayed behind us at the other house. He was constantly doing stuff out there in that yard to attack us. He doing the same thing. The first house we stayed in, that dude did the same thing. They got the same mannerism. I do believe when they go to these meetings, they meet. They there. And somebody take their place. I really do feel that way. Just like Beyonce and Oprah Winfrey, Jay-Z and all these people. I don't think these are real people. I think they've been taken and something took their place. I really do. That's why these people is so rich, because they not the real person. Bill Gates and all these people, that's why they want death. What I mean, do it make any sense that Bill Gates is rich, that he want to just call death? No, because there's not him. These people are dead. I do believe they dead. Obama, Biden, all these people, I don't think these are the real people. I've been telling people I've seen flying saucers up there in that sky, and they're using some kind of blue light. That blue light will shine through a whole entire house. That man that behind us, Smith, their whole entire house was blue. And I wished I'd have videoed it, but it's like when I see stuff and I don't have my cameras, sometimes this stuff be so shocking, I just stand there and look. There was a flying saucer either on top of the beige house or the house beside it. I just remember seeing a flying saucer. And it had windows. The first flying saucer I saw didn't have no windows. But this one, the second one did. That's the one that had all the blue. The whole area was blue, inside and outside. Now, but I didn't see what was over our house. I'm in the house. But my sister's room, her whole entire room was blue. The exact same blue. Now, when I have seen stuff just go across the sky just like that, just that fast. Now I'm seeing outside through my security cameras, I'm seeing flashes of light. And I'm seeing also, I don't know if this is real stuff, spiritual stuff, because you go outside, you don't see nothing. You see all this energy in this house. Now this ain't no projector. This is stuff that's in here. Outside, you see all kind of stuff flying. So I don't know, it's in the front yard and in the back yard. Last night, when I was going through deliverance, something started flying. It was big and white. I need to see if I can find it on the security camera. When she was coming against the spirit spouses, and I was commanding stuff to come out of me, and I don't know what it was white. Whatever it was white, and it flew. Even this flute was flying around in the backyard. I think it started in the front yard and went right to the backyard. I don't know what. And some little animal, that little animal was out there too. So I haven't really been doing a whole lot of videoing um, the gang stalkers for the last few days because I don't be feeling well, and I try to write down stuff when I see stuff pass by. When I see them passing by, I try to write the time down, but I'm gonna have to go back through wherever I can record from before they take it down because it don't stay up there. And get some videos because that stuff been going on. Um, Trying to think there's something else that I want to talk about. These shootings. I don't think these children know what they're doing. Just like they're mapping our brain. I think that's what's going on with these children that's doing all this mass shooting. And these people doing all this mass shooting. I think they done took their brain and they controlling them. Cause they don't when the ones that when I look at these people, they don't look like they know what's going on. They just like the mind is being taken over. And that's what I think is going on. I really do. Because if that boy wanted to really kill people, he could have did it the day before. I think, I'm telling you, I just don't think these people were just random people. I think they were sacrifices. And I think the people that was killed was supposed to be there. I don't think, just like George Floyd, I just don't think that he was just killed. I think he was a sacrifice. And all the other people, black people, are being sacrificed. What they offering them, I don't know. I don't know how to get them to do that. I just saw a video where they were saying the security guard was a scientist and an inventor. And the guy was saying he didn't think people know that. I know I didn't. I don't even know who all was dead. I just know people died. And I looked at a video where these people got on purple. One woman had purple hair. All the people that was talking got on something with purple. Pay attention to the colors of the people who be on camera talking. They're going to either have on purple, black and white, Tiffany blue, or red and white. These colors represent the Phoenicians. These people that's and these people are Phoenicians. They don't worship God, our God. They got other gods, and they sacrifices. And this is what's going on. We people are being sacrificed. I don't know if they have to have so many sacrifices or so much stuff. That's why they're trying to get rid of the guns, so we can't fight back. Because once they get rid of the guns, all hell is going to break loose with this technology weapon. People gonna just start dying, and nobody gonna know why. Cause they're gonna be shot up in the house, killing us in our house. They just practicing that. making money. But when it come down to it, and these weapons get in the wrong hands, they're already in the wrong hands, but I'm talking the extra wrong hands. People gonna just be dead in their house, sitting in the chair watching TV. And they done sent some kind of wave in there to stop their heart from beating. They might have with your eyeball be done popped out the socket. But they done sent something to hit you and your blood pressure just go up so high. Because I'm telling you, my blood pressure was 207. Was it 201 over 107. Me just sitting there watching TV. And I felt my neck just got real hot. It just got real hot. And I had to ask my daughter to take my blood pressure. But we didn't video it. That's what we should have did. See, that's what I be trying to do. When my blood pressure behind stuff, I be trying to video it so I can show it instead of me just talking. Cause when you can prove, so I like to prove what I'm saying. Cause people saying I'm not going through what I say I'm going through, and that's a lie straight out of hell. That's why when the people shooting through our windows, I hear that aluminum foil to the windows at the back of the house. You can see the holes through the aluminum foil where they were shooting. But we just in our house, minding our business, not bothering nobody. We had a glass door, back door was glass. And I put that aluminum foil up there. We had to actually move the TV because they were shooting in there so much. It was hitting the TV. And then I put some at the window that was in our living room. I I had my sister whole back wall with aluminum foil on, but she kept snatching it down, so I took all of it down except for her window. And her window had the most holes in it. I had my room. I did a video with it, showing how my wall, my whole room was. I had aluminum foil, aluminum pans, and that Milo blanket. I had it. I had layered it my room because the dude was shooting through the brick wall and shooting me in my head. So I moved my bed so they couldn't. She wouldn't be shooting me in my head. And it just really hard to get help, and it's hard to just try to live because these people. This guy, the first guy that stayed in the second house that we were staying in. Then there was military across the street, and they were shooting also. Cause early morning, I took the trash out to the road, and he had hit me with something, and maybe called me the bird. It's a weird bird that they, but that's it's like they put a hole in me or something. But it's hard. It's just really hard trying to live, and somebody's trying to kill you and cause you to gain all this weight. That's what I'm worried about, this weight on me, because weight is not healthy. So this morning I woke up, I was just in pain. But I be so tired. I be wanting to just get up and walk around and do stuff. But I just be so sleepy. And I just it's like I have to go back to sleep. I think the first time I woke, it seemed like they keep waking me up around 4 something. And I went back to sleep. I'm trying to think. There's something else that I need to talk about. I think that's it. I had to make sure that the my camera got volume to it, cause they had did something to my camera where you couldn't hear me talking. So before I made this video, I clicked on the camera. I said 1, 2, 3, checking. So I'm hoping it still got sound. But my other computer, they just keep cutting it off. I probably should have. It's when I'm trying to read something. Like when if I'm reading a scripture from the computer, and I sometimes I do that because I can. Well, my eyes just get bad. But trying to read from my Bible sometimes, it makes it hard. But it's getting worse. I'm having problem reading from the computer too. But when I'm reading from the computer, they'll shut down my camera because there's no I can't see whether it's on or off. And it don't make no. Normally when I cut my camera on or off, it makes a noise. But when they do it, it don't make no noise. On my side, it might make one on their side, but not on my side. Ooh, but they really working on my neck. My whole face, though. My whole face. And got me looking like a raccoon. But I ain't gonna worry about looks. I ain't gonna worry about looks. I ain't worried about looks all my life. I was one of those people never thought I was pretty. And it may be because my mama used to call me red. Sit your ugly red, you know what, down. I always had low self-esteem. I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know how to talk to people. I had a lot of thoughts in my head, but I didn't know how to bring it out. And I didn't really start communicating until after I started having children. And I knew my kids depended on me. And still, I still didn't talk that much. The older I get, the more I talk. But ain't nobody listening. That's the thing. They ain't listening to me. And I'm trying to tell them, but I'm getting mad. Sometimes I just feel like I don't want to tell them nothing. So mostly when I do the videos, I'm doing it for other target individual, let you know what I'm going through. So if you're going through the same thing, or somebody new that's going through and they don't know what's happening, they'll know that they're not crazy. Because that's what I thought I was really losing my mind. And I came across Pastor Mona. Pastor Mona McDee. I think it's McDee. Uh, she was talking about some stuff she was going through. And I let her know that I was going through, some of the stuff. And she told me to email her. So I started emailing her. We started emailing each other. But then AOL started messing with our emails. So we started texting each other on the phone. So that phone that we was texting on, I don't have it. I got the phone, but I don't have the service no more. So I need to let her know. Because she might be texting me. Because she be texting me videos to look at. So I need to let her know. Because she probably trying to contact me and let me know stuff. And see that phone, I don't even cut it on no more. I don't know why this side of my neck looking like it's looking really puffy than this side. Got me looking lopsided right there. I know this stuff that going in my body, it comes up in my neck, and it be burning in there. And then when I start releasing it, it be hot. like hot air coming out of me. But they trying to mess with my brain though. I've been hearing this sizzling sound for some years now. And I know they called me, they actually called me, that the ear doctor called me to come have a free ear exam. And I had been wanting to have an ear exam. And because sometimes I can hear people's voices, but I don't know what they're saying. And so I went to that free ear exam, and he was telling me that there was nothing wrong with my hearing. That I hear good, but I don't hear good. But I think he activated something inside of me. Then his wife called me to come back in. I told her no, I didn't want to come back in because something won't right. I felt something won't right. I was the only person there. And it was like he wanted to tell me something. Then he said, oh, well, nobody was there but me and him. And I thought that was strange. Because anytime you go to a doctor, it ain't just you and the doctor. He didn't even have another person there. Like a receptionist. Nobody else was there but him. And so I was going back. I was going to the chiropractor. Because I started having a really bad pain in my back where I don't know if I was having muscle spasm or what it was going on. And I had already made the appointment, but that's not what stopped my pain. I went to the altar. I went to the altar at church, and I got on my knees, and I just started praying. And I started praying, and I was just praying. And I just started pouring sweat. I mean, it was dropping, pure drops of sweat come off of me. And it's like I went somewhere and came back. The drops of sweat brought me back. And I got up and I went to the bathroom and washed my face. And I went back and started back praying. But it wasn't the same. But that's what stopped the pain. But I still went to the chiropractor. And the last day I went, there was gang stalker. There was 2 people came there. And so there was a man and a woman. So one of the women that worked at the chiropractor came in and she went back out. And then another one came in and said, God, like that, and she went back out. So when they told me to go back, my time was up, and the chiropractor released me. But those 2 people were just standing there, just staring, like upwardly. This is how they do. They'll stare, because they seeing stuff. And so I didn't ever go back. I've been went through some weird stuff. I mean, some really weird stuff. Still going through it. Still going through the weird stuff. But I can't let these people just put a whole bunch of weight on me. And I got to figure out how to get this stopped. Because I don't know what they're doing to my organs. I don't know if my organs are swelling up or what. I don't know. I just don't know what they're doing to me. I don't need my organs swelling up on the inside, though. I'll tell you that. And they just drying up my sister. She's just drying her up. Making me fat and drying her up. She just drying her up. And then you know, I be trying to make her eat. She don't want to eat unless you give her ice cream or pudding, something sweet. But I'm not gonna just give her ice cream and pudding. She gonna eat some food. So sometimes I have to just put on a glove and just put it in her mouth and push it on it because she be trying. She be doing all that, trying not to eat. No, you gonna eat this food. You ain't sitting up in here dying from starvation and make me go to jail, honey. You gonna eat. She hard to handle, boy, I tell you. But I don't want them changing me, but they is changing me because my looks is changing. You know, my whole looks is changing. But I'm trying not to let them. I don't know, you know, I don't know what they doing, what kind of sickness they putting in me or whatever. The women that I started seeing when I first started uh, looking at YouTube and learning about gang stalking, I don't even see them women no more. I did see one on somebody else's channel and they were saying she was missing. There were three ladies that I used to look at, and I don't know, they were black ladies. There were some white ladies that I used to look at too. One of them named Doctor something. One lady was Indian. She was from India or somewhere or another. And then there was a Caucasian lady. I think they all were like maybe doctors or scientists or something. I don't see them no more either. The Indian lady, I seen her recently. The doctor somebody, I seen her, but her video was years ago. I haven't seen nothing on her lately. I know last thing she was talking about going to trial. I think that's what she was talking about, going to trial. But she had us filling out some papers, but it was so much. I said, "Oh, this too much stuff here. I get, I can't handle doing all that. It's all these questions and stuff. It was a lot of stuff. I don't know if she ever went to court or what. I know her husband left her. The people shooting at her like crazy. She had her whole room with some type of aluminum padding on it, but you can hear the shots. You can hear when they shooting. Just like one of the black ladies, she did the same thing. She had the kind of same kind of padding in her window. That's why I put the aluminum stuff in my window and on my I did my whole room except for the ceiling. But I was being shot from the ceiling too. Cause they had me where I was sleeping in the bathtub cause that house, it had a steel tub in it. And I was at nighttime I put padding in there and I had this big mirror that I would put on top. I was like in a casket. And I had a mirror pointing up to the sky. And they would be shooting in there at me. You could hear it hitting the walls and stuff. That was the only way I could sleep because they would turn my behind up. So there had to be something over the house to shoot down into the house. And when it stopped, when I got out the tub, and I slept in the chair, I never would sleep in my bedroom because they was always attacking me really bad in my bedroom. And see where I was sleeping at, they would have to come in the fence. And I had cameras back there. So they were shooting me from across the fence. But I had layers of aluminum foil on the back door. Well, what time is it? 9:34. I don't know what I want to eat this morning. I've been craving hot dogs with some chili and slaw on it for some days now. I don't need no hot dog though. Well, I reckon it's time for me to get off of here. But y'all be careful, cause so many people not human. Be careful who's around you. Don't go places. Don't just go places like meetings and stuff like that, cause you may not come back. May not come back. Cause I think that's what's going on. These people going to these meetings because they giving them the promises and it sound good to them. Some people going to like the dinners and stuff like that. I just don't believe some of the people. I believe this country being ran by entities from somewhere else, and they come here to take over. Cause the first time I saw them flying saucers, there was a sky full of them, like the stars in the sky, but they were flying away, one at a time, but fly away extremely fast. They still out there. They still be up there in that sky. A lot of times you can't see them because they have the lights cut off. But I used to go out there in the backyard and look up at the sky, and they'll start cutting the lights on. Then they start running my butt back in the house. I mean, that's why they be trying to keep me in the house. Because I would be nosy going out there videoing this stuff. Well, I'm going to say, have a blessed day. I think today is what, Wednesday? Yeah, today is Wednesday. Have a blessed Wednesday.